What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS 3 Raw TV. Something in the bodybuilding, fitness, supplement industry news today, fitness industry. Yeah, I guess you can consider all that, but supplement news anyways. There is a new company that was being talked about today. It's being launched. It's called the Ladder Company. Ladder, like Jacob's Ladder, right? Climbing the ladder. Ladder Company. And who is behind it is LeBron James, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Cindy Crawford, and Lindsey Vonn. 4 names that I was like, when I saw it, I was like, what the fuck? Now, Arnold already had a product out with Muscle Farm, and it really didn't do that well. Like, matter of fact, I think it did really poorly, but this is going to be Arnold's next venture, and he's supporting it. Like, I don't think he's like an owner of it, but he's supporting it because he feels like there's regulations that need to be made in the supplement industry, et cetera, et cetera. Cindy Crawford and Lindsey Vonn were brought on board afterwards to market it towards general public and not really necessarily towards athletes. Although Lindsey Vonn is an athlete, so it doesn't make any sense. But anyways, the whole thing is LeBron James, his last game with the Heat, he cramped up. And they had to take him out of the game. And then he asked the trainer, this is like the legends, this is the story, the legend. He asked the trainer what he could take in the offseason to stop this from happening. And I looked at that statement, I was like, this is a bunch of bullshit. This is a fabricated story. I'm sorry, I'm going to call it as it is. It's a fabricated story that makes no fucking sense. So LeBron James, a high-profile athlete, right? A lifelong athlete, doesn't understand that the cramp he got in the game was more than likely due to something he's done in the last couple days, not in the offseason. You know, he was back and forth with different flights all over the place, which affected his the water in his body, the salt, the sodium. Maybe he was in a really warm place where he was sweating out a lot of the salt, not replacing it because maybe he does a low-salt diet because he wants to be healthy. Like, that caused him to cramp. But basically, your sodium was low, your potassium was high. This happens to bodybuilders all the time on stage, but bodybuilders also know that it's not what you do in the off-season. So the legend that LeBron James has come up with is he was cramped up, asked the trainer, and he couldn't find anything in the entire supplement realm that was good enough or safe enough. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? Like, there are actually companies out there like Gifd Nutrition. My boy Joey Firestone, like his company, they were actually doing that before the fucking Ladder Company. They were putting stuff out there, the FDA compliant, third-party tested, no artificial ingredients. So, I mean, they were doing that 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But anyways, it doesn't really matter. Like now, all of a sudden, they're going to try, the Ladder Company's going to try to market like, this was a need. Well, Gifd Nutrition was already there. So, it's not like they fucking, there's a need. LeBron probably didn't fucking realize that that's what Gifd was all about. But anyways, regardless. LeBron claims that there was nothing on the market that was clean or safe, so he had to come up with his own. Now, here's the problem I have. LeBron himself is not the one manufacturing and packaging and doing all this stuff. So he's left it up to a company. Now, he can say all the specs that he wants, but there's still going to be things that happen in manufacturing, right? So let's say for some reason something was level was off, but to him it's not that big a deal. Well, if you're promoting it as being like the cleanest thing out there, even if one little thing is off, it throws out your whole fucking game plan. So it's going to be interesting how this plays out because Arnold's now included in this, and Arnold his protein powder with Muscle Farm, when they had that out, it didn't do very well. Matter of fact, it flopped. Matter of fact, I don't even know if Muscle Farm even has that Arnold line anymore at all. Like, I think it went into Walmart and stuff like that, and then it just fucking disappeared. Now, what do I really think about this? I don't believe that these supplements, the Ladder Company, is going to compete in our realm. I don't believe that it's in the bodybuilding realm. It's going to be, oh my God, they're taking over the bodybuilding. I don't believe that whatsoever. I believe it is for the general public, and that's why they brought Cindy Crawford on. But I do believe it's going to start filtering out to the collegiate athletes, the professional athletes, those athletes that want to support LeBron or looking for a clean product that use supplements are probably all going to use his thing because they all love LeBron. And of course, all the fans are going to use it, right? So some of those fans, may be bodybuilding fans, some of them may not, but the bodybuilding fans, I think, really are going to stick towards the hardcore bodybuilding stuff and not like the general public stuff. Like, that's just how it is. It's a different niche. Now, I do think that over time we're going to see the Ladder Company starting to pop up at the expos and stuff like that, and it'll try to make its way in the industry. But just like the Muscle Farm, when it came out and it was being marketed a certain way, like just as Arnold, like if Arnold didn't work the first time, no offense, but a lot of people at these expos don't really give a fuck about LeBron James either. They may like watch him play. They may be like a fan or wear the jersey, but they're not going to go, well, LeBron came out with a protein powder, so I'm going to ditch fucking this protein powder that's been working for me for fucking 10 years because LeBron has one. You know what I mean? But also, you have to look at it like this. Gatorade tried to do something, I don't want to say similar, but Gatorade tried to do kind of their twist on a higher protein product. So theirs was like the G4, the G2, whatever the fuck they came out with. And the Coca-Cola company, I believe it was Coca-Cola, or was it whatever company it was that was producing the new drinks for Gatorade, purchased a fuck ton of whey protein. And you guys may remember what I'm about to say right now. So years ago, the price of whey protein skyrocketed. Like you used to be able to buy like a 2.5 pound can for like $17, $18, and it was good whey. It was like Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard. That quickly bumped up to like $35 in, I'd say, within 2 years' time. There was an actual shortage of whey protein. Literally, the big drink company came in, bought up so much of it to put in their drinks, and then they were putting like 10 or 15 grams in a drink. So I guarantee you more whey protein went bad than went in their fucking actual products. But the lack of whey protein, these supplement companies, when they went to the manufacturing, they're like, look, we don't have that much. Like, this is what we're doing. The price of fucking whey protein went up, and it never came back down. Now whey protein is plentiful. The Gatorade thing is not a big deal anymore. The company's ramped up production so you can take care of Gatorade and all the bodybuilding stuff, and the price never came down. Like, they just fucking left it up there, which I think is complete bullshit, because now, if that production is back up meeting the demand, then, the prices should be going back down because people are buying larger amounts. So it's kind of a fucked up situation. But the Gatorade thing didn't do that well either. It wasn't like everybody said, oh, holy shit, I got to go run to get this Gatorade. People still drank the regular Gatorade without the fucking protein in it. So it was like, I get what they're trying to do, but with what LeBron is trying to do, with what Gatorade is trying to do, you have to educate the public. And I don't mean just telling them that it's clean, it doesn't have any artificial. They don't give a fuck. Most people out there don't give a fuck about artificial ingredients. They don't give a shit. They'll buy anything and everything. They don't give a fuck as long as the price is right. It doesn't matter. Health-wise, they're not even concerned. Now, some people are, but those some people are small niche. And those people, even the smaller niche, would be people that would buy whey protein or whatever the fuck they're selling from the ladder company. So you're hitting a small niche, and I'm assuming, LeBron, Cindy Crawford, Arnold, Katie Vaughn, it's not going to be like you have these big names you're going to have to fucking pay, which means you're not going to be able to do this small niche very long. You're going to have to branch out and get as much exposure in as many niches as possible, and the mainstream if possible, which is a lot of work. And the education that's going to come with that, I know a lot about. Gifd Labs, putting collagen in the amino acid formula blew people's minds. They didn't fucking understand it at all. Coming out with BMR4, fucking they didn't understand. Making a post-workout for your first product you're launching, nobody could fucking fathom it. Putting out Promazine that doesn't have stims in it, nobody can even fucking understand what inosine is half the time. Right? So I'm out there having to educate and push, and I'm just one person. They will have to launch a campaign so fucking big that it's going to take, I would say, years for them to fully educate everybody on why they need that. And by the time that happens, I'm thinking that it's a good possibility it might lose its appeal, because other companies are going to start popping up following suit and doing the same thing they're doing, but probably producing it cheaper. You know what I mean? Companies that don't have the big names to pay, like these big stars, will be able to produce it and sell it cheaper, which is undercutting the ladder company, which basically in a nutshell is going to make it hard for them to get that off the ground. They're going to waste a lot of product. So there's a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of work that's going to go into this company. And I think a lot of people think just because LeBron puts his face on it, or Arnold, I mean, look at the Muscle Farm thing. Just because Arnold put his face on it, or his silhouette, it didn't make it a hit. It really didn't. People tried it, they fucking kind of moved away from it, and then it disappeared. So just because you stamp someone's face and name on it doesn't mean it's going to sell, doesn't mean people are going to accept it, doesn't mean they're going to like it. But the educational aspect of it, that's key, and that is a big undertaking, and I don't know if they really realize that's what it's going to take. It's going to take a lot of education, and just putting out press releases is not going to be enough. You're going to have to get out there and really have doctors and scientists and fucking athletes and the average person. You're going to have to round up every person from every type of demographic and have them explain what it's done for them and why people should. It's a big deal. So I wish them luck, and I'm going to keep an eye on it and see what's up, and hopefully the ladder company does great. I mean, I think that anything that is a healthy alternative to the shit that's out there now, as far as food, supplements, things that just contain so many fucking chemicals, that I think is a good thing, and I think it's much needed. So like for that, you get 2 thumbs up to everybody in there that's trying to do this. But I think the uphill battle that they don't realize that they're going to be taking on is going to be happening very soon. BioStraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biostraining.com's blog. It's the Arnold and LeBron and Lindsey Vaughn and Cindy Crawford bicep, and we are out.